Asterisk why silence in Asia can mean more than words. Have you ever felt confused when talking to someone from Asia? And the response is silence? No nod. No okay. No disagreement. Just a quiet pause in the conversation. For many people from Western cultures, silence often signals discomfort, uncertainty, or even dishonesty. But in Asia, especially in countries like Japan, Korea, Vietnam, and China, silence is a language in itself. A kind of response. A sentence without sound. Eastern cultures place a strong value on harmony, restraint, and unspoken understanding. This mindset is rooted in Confucianism, Taoist philosophy, and generations of quiet teaching at home. Listen more. Speak less. Words are free, but the wrong ones can cost respect. That's why in many situations people choose silence instead of saying something that might hurt. They choose not to respond immediately, to allow time to think deeply. They choose not to reject directly, to avoid making others lose face. Imagine a team meeting in Japan. The leader presents a proposal. Everyone listens and says nothing. A Westerner might wonder, did they not understand? Are they disagreeing? But in truth, they're processing, reflecting, respecting, asterisk. Agreement in Asia doesn't always need to be loud. And if there is disagreement, it will likely be expressed in the gentlest way possible. In many parts of Asia, people rarely say no outright. Instead, you might hear, let me think about it. Maybe not the right time. Interesting idea. And sometimes, just a small smile and silence. That is the answer. A polite, respectful, nonverbal no. Silence is also a form of respect. When someone speaks, people in Asia rarely interrupt. They let the person finish. Even if they disagree, they allow space because everyone deserves to be heard completely. And when it's time to respond, the reply will be thoughtful, calm, and careful. But silence isn't only about communication. It's also about care and affection. You may not hear I love you or I miss you every day. Instead, you'll see a mother quietly setting down a warm bowl of rice, a father adjusting the strap of a school bag, a friend bringing you a drink without being asked. In Asia, love is often quiet. Not loud, not dramatic, but steady and deeply sincere. Silence is also a space to feel. In many Asian households, families may eat together in silence. Not because they have nothing to say, but because they're present, enjoying the food, the moment, the company. Peaceful silence. Shared presence. Asterisk. Silence can also be a form of acknowledgement. When someone is grieving, Asians don't always say, I'm sorry for your loss. Instead, they show up. They sit beside you. They say nothing and just stay. And often, that quiet presence speaks more comfort than any words ever could. Of course, not all silence is positive. Some silence can mean avoidance or indifference. But in most Asian contexts, silence is a conscious choice. A way to preserve harmony, protect emotions, and maintain long-term relationships. So if one day you're sitting with someone in a quiet Asian cafe, and neither of you are speaking, don't be alarmed. You may have just been offered something very special. A moment of full presence in a space that doesn't need to be filled with words. Why don't Asians hug each other, but silently help you with the smallest things? In the West, love is often shown through big gestures. Warm hugs, firm handshakes, direct words like I love you or I'm proud of you. But in many Asian cultures, these expressions are rare. Here, love is not loud. It's quiet, careful, and often hidden in small, silent acts. A father won't say I'm proud of you. He'll quietly push the bike to the gate before his child heads to school. A mother won't say I love you. She'll place the best piece of food in your bowl without saying a word. A friend won't hug you when you're sad. They'll just sit beside you in silence and hand you a cup of warm tea. In Asia, love is not about volume. It's about presence, attentiveness, and thoughtful action. Why is that? Because in many Asian traditions, especially those influenced by Confucianism, the deeper the feeling, the more humble it should be. Love isn't something you always need to say. It's something you live quietly every day. They believe, if you truly care about someone, you don't have to say it. They will feel it. In the West, a hug symbolizes closeness. But in Asia, physical space is often a form of respect. It's not coldness. It's mindfulness. They believe there's a quiet love in leaving room for someone to breathe. Sometimes the way they hug you is by asking if you've eaten, by reminding you to bring a jacket, by saving you dinner without ever mentioning it. Strangely enough, those small things stay with you because they're not said, they're felt. Asian love is not passionate, but it's enduring. It doesn't overwhelm. It doesn't demand. It doesn't make you feel smothered. It simply stays, especially when you need it most. You'll see it in actions, quietly helping you without being asked, remembering little things you once mentioned, caring for you in the rhythm of everyday life, through meals, rides home, or sitting nearby when words are hard. They don't need to say, "I'm here for you," because they already are. First, you might think they're distant, but if you pay attention, you'll see they care deeply, just not loudly. And once you step into that quiet space, you'll understand. In Asia, love doesn't need to echo to reach your heart. Why does just saying thank you in the local language make people here smile brightly? When you travel through Asia, you'll often be met with quiet smiles, subtle courtesy, and sometimes a little hesitation. Asian people may not always speak first, but they watch and wait to see how you choose to show up. And then you say one short phrase, just one, "Thank you," in their language, spoken imperfectly, but sincerely. It makes them smile instantly, not because your pronunciation is perfect, but because you took one small step toward them. In a world where tourists often just pass through, a local language thank you is like a gentle touch, a quiet bridge, saying, "I'm not just here for the photos. I'm here to understand." You don't need to speak fluently. No long sentences. Just 2 or 3 words. Arigato, kapkun ka, kamon, terima. It's a gesture of respect, a moment of acknowledgement, a small gift full of meaning. They smile because you tried, because you didn't treat them as people serving tourists, but as hosts who deserve kindness. A simple thank you, short and soft, but when said from the heart, it softens the distance between two cultures. And sometimes, that one phrase is what makes a journey feel warmer, more human, and unforgettable. Asia Travel Guide. Asia isn't just a place to snap a few photos. It's not just delicious food, stunning views, or ancient temples. Asia is a way of life, a slower rhythm, where the smallest gestures hold the deepest meaning. Here, people don't hug you to show they care. They make you a warm bowl of noodles when the weather turns cold. They may not say "I love you" out loud, but they remember you were tired today and quietly send a message. Rest early. If you walk slowly, watch with listening eyes, and open your heart with a simple hello, you'll discover that Asia isn't just a destination. It's an experience that changes you from the inside out. And maybe, when you leave, your suitcase will be full of souvenirs, but your heart will be lighter, your soul more grounded, and your voice will carry one quiet phrase. Thank you for showing me another way to live.